Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today is the day. Today we are talking about ESO through rose-colored glasses. I have a industrial size bottle of copium here. This is actually my second. I need to shake this one up. You can see in the bottom, some of you might think this is just regular protein powder that I might have on a fairly regular basis, but it's not. This is pure. A lot of people huff copium. This is pure 100% crystallized copium that has been distilled, and apparently a lot of it stuck to the bottom, so we might have to shake this a bit. But this is my second bottle, so I'm gonna be going through this while we talk today, and we're talking about the bright future of ESO. We're gonna be positive about absolutely everything today. You know, we've talked a bit more realistically, not negatively, I hope, but realistically about some of the stuff that's been going on with ESO. And oh my God, it's spraying everywhere. That's not good. Copium is incredibly expensive, so I don't want to spill any guts on my face here. But today, what we're talking about is just everything's going to be positive, right? The cup is half full, everything's good, and we want really no negativity. That's what we're aiming for today. You know, might there be one or two tongue-in-cheek things? Maybe, but I'm really going to try to keep it to a minimum. You know, the thing is, and this isn't just all a joke, right? We all want the game that we like and enjoy to be good, and we want it to improve. So today we're going to kind of talk about, do our best is to, hey, let's daydream a bit about the future. Let's talk a bit, and I'm sorry, let me get my chat bot up, guys. I apologize. Hey, Lyriel, how's it going? Uh-oh. YouTube might be having problems. Lyriel, do me a favor and drop me a comment in YouTube if you wouldn't mind. See if it comes through. One more. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, great. Oh no, it's not showing up in YouTube. No. Okay, hold on. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed. Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. Let me just. There we go. Yeah, but what we're going to be talking about is just the bright future. What if everything goes well? What if all of our dreams and desires are fulfilled? And that's what we're going to be talking about. I think this could be a really fun conversation to have. And I think we could talk about, a lot of the great things that we all want to happen with ESO, things that we'd love to see. They said they've heard our feedback. And so that's what we're talking about today. And I hope it's a fun, lighthearted thing. If you guys have suggestions, things you'd like to see, things you hope to see, things you expect to see, drop in the comments. Remember, we're all on the copium today, okay? Copium for everybody. So hopefully everybody got theirs in the mail. Awesome. Looks like they're working. Thank you, Lyriel. I have a question, but I don't want to preemptively derail the conversation. Well, Lyriel, throw out the question. I don't necessarily, I've got a couple of ideas of where we're going with this, but I don't have any incredible, pre-planned thing or what have you here. I've got some patch notes for update 45 to take a look at. And I've also got, our end of year note that was looking towards 2025. And I think that's another great place for us to start. I was thinking I'd come out of retirement when the new trial dropped for the year. And now it sounds like it's not a given that will be done. So what is coming out that might make me want to come back after a long break? That's a great question, Lyriel, and I think we'll get into it pretty quickly. So thank you for that question. And per your request, we won't jump straight to it. We'll start somewhere else and see how it goes, and we'll get there pretty quickly. So let me first, and I do apologize because this stuff is pretty thick. Copium, guys, it's really thick. So excuse me. It might make me salivate a bit as as my body is struggling to digest it. Okay, guys, this right here. This is the kind of high quality, high effort work that you can expect from me as a creator. Right here, I did not just Sharpie on a scrap piece of trash mail, of junk mail, and slap some tape on a blender bottle. No. It looks like that. But that's because I spent hours and hours to make it look like that's actually what happened. Okay, so it's good prop department, I guess. I even called in someone to help me. What is that? This is copium. We got pure copium, crystallized copium. Copium, for those who don't know, is a term used to describe overwhelming optimism in the face of a lot of evidence towards the contrary. Let's just Google it. Let's see copium. Maybe try like Urban Dictionary. Oh my gosh, if I can spell. Oh man. All right, there we go. There we go. It's small enough you guys probably can't even see. Let's see what we've got in the Urban Dictionary. Anything interesting? This might be decent. Let me swap here real quick. Swap scenes. So we have a metaphorical opiate inhaled when faced with loss, failure, or defeat, especially in sports, politics, or other tribal settings. Effects of copium include extreme rationalizations for defeat, outlandish theories of conspiracies supposedly perpetrated by the opposite side, extreme rage directed at the other side. So how this is used in gaming is typically, those games that we've seen that are just perpetually in development, right? Like Store Citizen over there, where it's like, yeah, they've sold these, this. When people sell vaporware, right? And it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a game, and then you have like upsetting thing after upsetting thing come out, and you have folks that are just, no, it's going to be good, no, it's always the right decision that they're making, nobody can ever make a wrong decision, everything's always good. That's kind of the idea of copium. So that's the vibe we're going for today, and I need you guys to help me out. If I get off track, keep me on the straight and narrow with the copium train. Tell me to take a drink is what you should probably do. All right, drink up, my friend. Lyriel agrees. It looks like a real prescription. Excellent, thank you, Lyriel. Clearly. Wampa says the substance said to have been ingested by those who remain unduly optimistic in the fate of disappointment. Absolutely, that's a great definition. And then Mel says my store was fresh out of copium. No, Mel, that's not good. Mel, you can have some of mine. Okay. I'll DM it to you on Discord. Okay, I'll send you some copium. All right. All right. Well, let's let me see. I had a pretty picture up here, just for us a little background. Um, let's just talk about it before we even get into the notes. Things we'd all love to see. So one of the things they said in the year-end letter is that they've heard our feedback. So I think some things that we can expect to see in the new year. I think we're going to expect trials. There's a lot of issues with some of the trials, and I think they're going to fix it. I think finally, VHOF, the quest there for veteran, instead of giving everybody veterans rewards, and they changed it to you only get normal rewards even on veteran. I bet they're going to fix it. Have a lot of faith they're going to fix it. Block bugs. I think in 2026, we're going to be telling people about the days of yore when there was block bugs in ESO, and sometimes if you hit the block button too fast or feathered it, it would stop working. And I think that's going to be a thing of the past. When we're talking about lag in the game, I think it's going to go down. It might not go all the way down, but I think they're going to continue to make some huge strides. Overland difficulty. And this is actually something, maybe we'll just jump over to the letter and talk about some of this stuff. And I have to, you guys who PvP, drop some comments. Let me know some stuff that you're looking for. I have some, friends that I hang out with a lot that PvP a lot, but I personally just don't that much. So stuck in combat and Cyrodiil. Yeah, that's got to get fixed, right? I'm sure, 100%. Stuck in combat and Cyrodiil. And then Daedric says it's not ESO if there's not game-breaking bugs. It's a feature at this point. Daedric, man. You need some copium, dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. We'll send you some. Maybe we can get an IV hooked up for you, man. Glad you're here too, by the way. I'm sorry you haven't been feeling well, man. I didn't expect to see you. Whatarel? Am I saying that right? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. All right. Let's look at it. So, new focuses on change and experimentation. Hey, this is what we want, right? If you have artists, game developers are artists, and you want artists to experiment. And so I think that's what we're going to see. Close enough. All right, thanks. Here to cope. Excellent. Cool. Make sure you grab your bottle. I should sell these, huh? Should we get some of these up on the YouTube channel on the I'll talk to the web developer. Maybe he's in chat. Maybe we can get some copium we can sell. All right. So yeah, they're going to be experimenting. You want an artist to experiment. That's great news. So they said we need to. S tier merch. Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of work went into that. We need to seriously address Cyrodiil performance. Our ambitious goal is to return to the concurrency levels we supported in 2014. Now, a more cynical person and someone who reads this, right, from a You might be like, oh, we want to return to levels of 2014. I actually have it, and this is in all seriousness here, from a friend of mine who is a developer, not at ZOS or anything like that, but they have mentioned that returning a game with 10 years worth of features that you've added after the fact to that original level of performance when you release something, in its idealized state is actually an ambitious goal and something that really is impressive if they can do to be able to return it to something, with all the changes and everything else. When you talk about, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that this is actually, and this is someone who would know. Okay. And they actually think that this is a fairly, yeah, this is a reasonable thing. And like, it would actually be quite impressive to do. So they said we're experimenting with the Cyrodiil campaign where all classes will have PvP specific and more performance skills that replace the standard player skills, with the exception of what we can support. With the expectation that we can support more players per campaign. Again, I've talked to some of my friends who PvP more than I do, and they've said, and you know what? I'm sorry, guys, you can't even see this. Let me switch. It's still probably pretty small. Let me see if I can blow it up just a little bit. How's that? That looks pretty good. So they've also said, we're going to look at some patch notes where they told us what they're going to do. But some of my friends have told me that, yeah, having, the big ball groups and getting 24-person groups and everything else like that, and you've got multiple of those, you got 100 people from each, faction on a map and what have you, that like they would love to see this happen. 99% of copium miners quit before they hit pure copium. That's absolutely true. I don't know if you guys have checked this very official label, but that's 5 kilograms per liter. 5 kilograms of copium right here. Pretty crazy that it fits into this container, but it does. Delicious. I'm feeling more positive by the moment. Excellent. So, increasing the difficulty of standard overland combat. Oh man, this is gonna be amazing. You like that 5 kilograms? Thank you. Some thought went into that one. Increasing the difficulty of overland like combat. This will be amazing, guys. Right now, whenever Mrs. Haro hops on to help me do some dailies for farming stuff or what have you, my characters, I store them without any clothing on, and she hops on and runs around. Maybe she puts on a weapon so she doesn't have to punch things, but she just goes around heavy attacking, pressing buttons. She doesn't know what most of them do because they're not classes she plays. My main is a Nightblade, and that's she only Nightblade heals, and so she just goes around pressing buttons and figures out which ones do DPS. And you can do overland content like that. You don't need a build for overland content, so increasing the difficulty, this would be absolutely amazing. What I'd love to see them do is to have some method for which those who are a little bit, more sweaty, those who are a little bit more experienced in the game and have high DPS numbers, could in some way still, interact meaningfully with it. Maybe you have different tiers, however they want to do it, but can interact with those who are less experienced and in a positive way. Or if they split it off a little bit and there's like a veteran overland mode, I'm like 90, not, you know what? Never mind. Hold on. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's good copium. You know what? I think that they are going to make a veteran overland mode. And I think it's going to be like things will just wreck you. I think regular trash in overland is going to be at the point where, it's like harder trash pools in some of the trials. Okay. That last pool before Teleria, I think that is what normal overland content is going to be like. And it's not going to be something that you're going to want to go in willy-nilly and half-hearted. You're going to want to be prepared for it. You're going to want an overland trash setup. And I think that's what they're going to do. Excuse me, I might be elite, but don't just run around hitting buttons. I apologize, Lyriel, but also this is totally true and usually don't bother to do gear or eat food. Yeah, there we go. Improving the overall feel of combat with animation, FX, and potentially audio work. That's really cool. Some of the new products that they put out as far as animations look really good. And also, having some nice new audio with it would be great. Some visual effects. One of the things with the visual effects with these games, right? They add and they add stuff and they add stuff and they add stuff, and obviously they take into account what's already out there and try to do something different. But if they took some time and rework this, saying, hey, this is the mix of skills we have currently, I bet they could do some really cool stuff. I would also love to see a little bit of audio rework. Like right now, there's add-ons. So if you're on an Arcanist and you generate 3 Crux, it'll give you a little ding, right? I would love to see something like that for just native to the game. And similarly with other skills, like a Nightblade, your bow proc, right? A little bit of a ding or something that's unique to the Nightblade that lets you know that, hey, your spectral bow has procced with the 5 light attacks, and you can use it now. Would love to see something like this. Think it could be really cool. The other thing is, the sheer amount you get in a large group setting, and it's just the visual clutter makes everything hard to see. Would love to see some reworks on that. That would be awesome. I would also love to see Inner Rage be a missile that you can actually see, because it looks cool by itself, but you're almost never by yourself when you're tanking. There's almost always a bunch of other stuff on your screen and other things going on. So I'd love to see a missile that you can actually see hit its target. I think that would make things a lot easier for anybody who's new. Wampus says, yes, please change Cloud Rest narratives. Wampus, tell me more. What do you mean exactly? I mean, I'm with you, but tell me more exactly what you mean there. Experimenting with more zones like Craglorn. So I bet most of you probably don't even know. There are essentially group delves, I think is what they're classified as, in Craglorn. And some of them are actually really cool. And back in the day when they came out, they were actually really challenging. You needed a group of decent players to get through them. Now, if you were super sweaty, you could probably just charge through it. It probably wasn't a big deal. But if you just got like 4 random people from Overland and went into them, they were hard, and you might not even be able to do it if you just got like 4 random people, like a standard pug. And some of the storylines are actually really cool and really fun, and some of the features that they added are actually pretty cool. And so I love this idea, having, again, zones. Sounds like, I mean, it's interesting. They're talking about having more zones, but they're also not adding zones. So again, maybe we get veteran versions or something like that. Would love to see that. That's really cool. And then created exclusively for high-end group. Okay, for high-end group. Hey, I feel like maybe they're talking to us, guys. And soft group content with associated gear chase. Cool. So high-end groups, love that. Soft group, this means, I assume, flexible numbers in how many people are in a particular group. Man, you know what? Here, hold on. Let me get my coat. Let me get my cope on. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good. So good. Okay. So clearly what they must mean, you know what? They probably learned a lot of lessons from the Endless Archive about how they can make content that is good for multiple different groups of people and for even different numbers of people. And so they're going to take all those lessons they've learned and they're going to add it into the new content moving forward and the old content as they kind of update it. And so I think we'll see something amazing with that. And then associated gear chase. Now here's the thing. These guys clearly understand that, the games are all about fun. And if a game is fun enough, you'll do the content just because it's fun, right? That's why we run this. Oh, geez. That's why we run the same trials, because they're really fun, not because we only have like 10 of them. I mean, that is part of it, but we really enjoy them and what have you. So sorry guys, going back and forth. There we go. But because, it's really fun. And so they're also going to add in a little bit of a gear chase, which might be, is this going to be for high-end groups? Like there's going to be some fun gear that is really desirable to do this sort of content. That'd be really cool. That'd be awesome. And if they're doing soft group content, with a lot of newer games, what they're doing is there'll be features where you can kind of auto group, or where it's very easy for people in a particular area to group up. So it kind of be like, if you're at a world boss and there's other people there, something could pop up and it'd be like, hey, do you want to help with this world boss event? And you can hit yes, and it puts you in a group. That could be something that they're talking about, or they could implement. Not that they necessarily need to, but that would be a cool idea or a cool thing to happen. But yeah, being able to run around Overland, find some friends, group up, and do some more difficult content would be really cool. Uh, I am over Zamaja. Wampa says, I am over Zamaja saying the same thing. I think 4 new classes and 12 new trials are coming this year. That's right, Daedric. Daedric is on that copium. That's what I like to see. That excellent. Or he might even be on something stronger. I don't know. 4 new classes, 12 new trials. That's, man, that would be really cool. I think I would love to see that, for high end content, right? We've got all these zones. What if instead of one trial equivalent? Now, I honestly don't think they're going to do trials. Probably because they're going to do something even better with this overland Craglorn like zones for large groups. So yeah, we could see this where it's like 12 groups of people. That'd be awesome. Mel says, Olorima. Are we getting new zones or just addition to old zones? Mel, they have said that there is content that they've been working on for over a year. And the Endless Archive was like 3 months of work. I'm sure I don't know how they want to. A lot of times, game companies. Sorry, hold on. I need a little coat. Mm, mm-hmm. Mm. I put this on backwards. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get the prop department in here to fix this. I put this on backwards, so when I drink, it's like upside down. The prop department just looked over here. I'm just kidding. I'll take care of it, prop department. Don't even worry about it. I got this. I'm a professional. Professional here. Let me fix this. Excellent. There we go. Is that good? Yeah. Guys, this is professional work. Takes thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. Hey guys, if you want to support excellent work like this, consider becoming a channel member here. Or you can always, if you want to say, give a super thanks for again, this excellent prop work we have. Mm. Mm. Oh, it's so good. I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm, making you guys salivate and want some copium yourself here. Yeah. What was I even saying? Oh man, I just needed a bit of copium there. Okay. Yeah. So, what we could see with, some of the changes to the zones is like, they could change all the zones. Like, can you imagine how much content is already in the game? If they just up the difficulty in a way that was challenging and fun, that would be more than 12 trials worth of content there. That would be crazy. And then, are we getting new zones? Yeah, or just additional old zones. Yeah, so they said there's some stuff they've been working on for over a year. Okay, so I'm sure what they mean is not what some developers will say, right? Because they've been working on Elder Scrolls 6 for like 5 or 6 years or something now. I'm exaggerating, but it's been a long time. And they'll say like it's kind of like what some development companies will do when the thought first entered their mind. They write that down on a sheet of paper, and then they realize, what? The beginnings of this thought really began like 4 or 5 years ago. And so, and then in a few more years from that first time that the thought fully entered their mind, and then they, obviously they backdate to when the first origin of the idea happened. About 3 years in the future from that, they'll say, they'll actually announce the project, and they'll say, we've been working on this for 12 years, because that's when the first idea, I think that's how this technically works. That's how most game companies will work and date things back. So when they say they're working on this for a year, though, I don't think they're doing that. I think they mean that they've been working hard and adding, some serious content. So we'll probably see some stuff that'll be pretty amazing that'll come out. But then a lot of other stuff they're going to be doing in shorter cycles and just being adding to it whenever. Hopefully somewhere in that rambling, Mel, I answered your question. But oh wait, let me catch up over here. Yeah, so I don't think we will necessarily be seeing new zones, but they're going to be reworking some of the old zones. And honestly, similar to gear sets in the game, similar to zones, like we have enough. I don't think we need more. We don't need more real estate in Elder Scrolls. I think we just need to, we need a little, little bit of a fixer upper. You know what I mean? And kind of get everything to more modern standards and improve it and what have you. So yeah, I think that would be really cool, and that's what we're looking for. Gear chase, as in just trying to finish sticker book. No, I think we're looking at. Can I say Terrell? Is that okay? Terrell, is that all right abbreviation? Because that's a lot. I'm trying. Um, or give me some other abbreviation if you don't mind. I just want to make sure I'm addressing you correctly. Yeah, with the gear chase, they just mean that like anything, literally anything that is desirable. And so, yeah, it could be, I think with the Endless Archive, we already have a way of getting a lot of the things that like you can go there and purchase, leads and what have you. So I think they would probably okay, cool, cool. I think they would probably just add more stuff to that. I think they're probably talking about maybe a different type of gear or something else. So I don't know. I bet they surprise us in a very positive and good way. Um, Mel says, "Is the associated gear chase perfected overland gear?" Oh my God, Mel, that would be hilarious and amazing. I would do that. I need perfected. I need perfected. Oh, what is the set? It's from Vardenfell. It's for Night Blades. It gives you magicus. It gives you spell weapon and spell power to magica abilities. I'm trying to remember what it's called. That's what I need. Perfected version of that. That's a great idea. 64-man trial. Daedric is on that cope. He knows what I'm talking about. A 64-man trial would be amazing. Would love to see it. Just like a ball group of a trial. Yeah, the whole zone getting in, like a zone-wide event. That would be really cool. War Maiden, thank you, Mel. War Maiden. I'm terrible with names, guys. War Maiden. Yeah, I want perfected War Maiden for my Nightblade and probably for my Arcanist. Honestly, I would definitely get it on that. Lyriel thinks that 64-man trial would be chaos. That's right, Lyriel, because we need at least gender balance this. We can go with another 64 gender neutral and another 64 female and another 64 of something else. We just need all. We need all representation, and we need hundreds of people all working together towards a common goal. Would love to see it. That's an excellent point, Lyriel. Thank you. I want an option to reskin enemies so I never have to fight animal friends. That's also a great idea, Lyriel. That would be awesome. You know what? Also, just like, some more mechanics, some maybe a little bit more original mechanics. I can't see the teleport strike ability on one more enemy. I can think off the top of my head like four guys. There's the one in that old world dungeon. Is that um, oh, I'm trying to remember what the dungeon is with their spiders in it. At the end, when you fight the vampire guy, he does teleport strike. Kynes Aegis, the Lieutenant Dan, does teleport strike. There is oh man, the new mirror areas in the new zone. Some of the mobs there also do a teleport strike. I can think of at least a couple more, but with Spindle Clutch. Thank you. I'd like to see a little bit more mix in with maybe that's what they mean by animations. Would love to see some additional animations a little bit different there. That would be cool. I would love that. All right. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. Let me catch up on chat here. I apologize. We have a lot of people, liking these ideas. And instead of fighting the turtle boss, I want to just be an evil. I just want it to be a just evil human or something. That's great. Yeah, that's a good idea. Cool, cool. Jeez, I can't talk. Hardcore mode. Sorry, the copium is really thick. It makes it hard to talk. Hardcore mode where your character gets deleted when you die. Oh man, there you go. I mean, Overland when you're low level is difficult. So yeah, it could just, that's a very original idea, Daedric, that I've never heard done anywhere else. I like that. I like that kind of thing. I could see that kind of original thinking coming out. Appreciate it, Wampus, with the spindle clutch too. All right, let me see here. Increasing difficulty in VFX, Craglorn-like areas, adding and refining tools to make guild recruitment, interaction, and management easier and more logical. I mean, I love it. I love it. As a guild leader, I think everybody in the guild will tell you that I don't really do my job. And if they made it easier, I would probably just look worse because I'm still not going to do it because managing a guild is just entirely too much work. We're really just a group of people with a chat that's dedicated and a Discord that hopefully other people organize. And, that's, if you join the Discord, guys, we'd love to have you. We try to organize some trials, but it's always a work in progress, and it's never going to be good enough because Discord is an infinite times. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on, I need some more copium. I'm getting negative here. Oh man. Oh my gosh. I would die falling off a cliff and be sad. I don't know what that's in reference to. I lost the thread, Mel, but it's hilarious. Drinking viscous white substance. Sus. Hey man, I'm telling you, it's pure 100% crystallized copium. There is 5 kilograms in this 1 liter bottle. It's pure, man. It's thick. It's thick. All right, we have many more ideas here, and of course, we're listening to you guys. They're listening. They hear us. I feel heard. I don't know about you guys. The hardcore mode. Okay. Oh, if you're like in hardcore mode and you just yeeted yourself off a cliff, oh my god, that would be amazing. You'd just be like, no. You know what it'd be? You know what would have to happen, Mel's? It would be the wood elf meta. Wood elves take less fall damage for those who don't know, and there's also some CP. I think it's green CP, right? You could just slot that. Yeah, we'd have to go with the green CP wood elf. Absolutely. What if your characters could drown? Then you'd be like, well, do I go Argonian who can swim better, or do I, with like a stamina meter, or do I go like, with the wood elf? How much copium to believe we'll get AoE taunts? Terrell, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but you know what? I don't think that's the direction they want to go, and the developers in their infinite wisdom are correct. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that. But yeah. You know what? Maybe they could bring back a special version of it. Maybe they could do that. Maybe they could bring. You know what? Yeah. Hold on. Let me a little bit more, guys. I'm sticking with the shtick. I'm sorry. Hmm. Hmm. I'm an artist who's dedicated to his craft. What can I say? All right. Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Terrell? I think that, AoE taunts definitely on the table. I mean, they said many more ideas right here, right? Many more ideas. And that's an idea. And they also said they're listening to us. And a lot of people would like AoE taunts, and they're listening. So I think that, it's a pretty good chance that we'll get some AoE taunts. Man, I can't wait to be quoted out of context here. All right. Concentrating on new and returning user experience. Cool. We read this before. They're going to make the new player experience amazing. It's going to be great. Returning player experience, also great. Love it. What do we got? They're going to split large zones across multiple updates. Okay. So, Mel, maybe to your point about like, is there going to be a new zone? Maybe so, but maybe it'll just be split up a little bit. Continuing stories in existing zones and storylines, and bringing back familiar characters. I'm sorry, the copium is thick. All right, let's see if I can talk now a little bit better. New stories focused on Hallmark Elder Scrolls organizations like the Dark Brotherhood, Thieves Guild, Fighters Guild, and Mages Guild. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. I love the Dark Brotherhood, quest lines. They're amazing. All the different doors and the various like challenges that you have to give back. It's amazing. Thieves Guild, ton of fun. Absolutely love it. Really, really fun quest lines. Also, like for real, if you guys haven't done these two quest lines, they're probably at least my two favorite in the game so far. Fighters Guild, I think the current state of the Fighters Guild doesn't really capture that, je ne sais quoi of like the older Elder Scrolls games. And so I think, and same with the Mages Guild, at least for me. If you guys disagree or feel strongly about it, I would love to know if that's a me thing or if that other people feel the same way. I feel like the Fighters Guild, though, and Mages Guild currently they don't quite do it for me as far as like how good they used to be. The other thing that we don't have is that in the older, Elder Scrolls game, if you're talking about like Daggerfall or what have you, there was also the temple area, and there were, quest lines that you could get from the priests from the temples or whatever. I don't remember what they were called, if they were called something else. I just remember being a vampire and I couldn't even like go in one because you just immediately start taking damage. But that could be cool as well in the various zones. I want a dedicated siege pinwheel, or I'm sorry, jeez. I want a dedicated siege quick wheel for Cyrodiil. Okay. Yeah, that would be nice, Mel. I like that idea. Yeah, just some of those quality of life improvements. That would be really cool. Well, so we're embarking upon these changes to give the developer team space to find a new cadence that can mix new content and systems with addressing feedback, fixing issues, and addressing and adding new quests and activities to existing zones and stories. There is so much. Like, there is a quest in Grotwood. I did a video about this, guys, and I know none of you watched it because nobody watched it. But there's a giant tree in Grotwood to the east of the main area that has like a face on it, and it looks really cool. And there's like this whole quest line, and at the end you get to like you get to choose between three kind of spirit totems that you get to like adopt or whatever, and it doesn't give you anything for it. Like I thought I was going to get like a title, right? Like Defender of the Green or something from it, and you don't. And I'd love to see some of that stuff. Just glow it up, add a little bit of, if you save some creature or some group of creatures, maybe one of them follows you around as a pet. I'd love to see some stuff like that added. I think it could be really cool. And yeah, definitely some. Okay, let's move over. Let's check out the patch notes now. So this is, guys, this is like a week old or 2 weeks old or whatever here. Week, I guess. So yeah, we'll just go through here. I don't know if we need to read through everything. We got a couple of new dungeons coming. I think some people were really excited about that. I think, for me personally, I think I've got enough dungeons. Would love to see some more group content that's bigger than dungeons, but I know a lot of people just love it and that's their bread and butter. So let's take a look. We'll jump down here. So cool. We got the 2 new dungeons. We'll skip past that. I'm sure they're great. Unique housing items, new houses. We need more houses. Absolutely, there's not enough houses in ESO, and more housing stuff. And I actually mean that like seriously. I know there's like a lot of people where like ESO is a housing game to them, and I want them to keep putting out content for those people. And for those of us who do many different things, absolutely. I am not as keen on this stuff. I appreciate it. I just don't want to do it myself. So I think it's cool and fun. We'll take a look at some base game improvements. Daedric said when the ESO X Marvel crossover, I want to kill Teleria while web sling around as Spider-Man. I like it. ESO Marvel crossover, that would be great. That'd be really fun. I like these are great. Daedric, man, you got just ideas, man. Just ideas just flowing out of you. Like, just how do you even contain all of these ideas? These are great. All right, map improvements. Man, this would be so awesome because right now, guys, have you ever tried to use the overland maps? I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying they're absolute garbage. They're not that bad. They're not that bad, but they could use a lot of they're incredibly difficult to use. Anybody ever just been trying to get to a point and then there's like a mountain range in the way and you didn't know it, or like some other, impassable thing? I want a map that I can read and know how to get from point A to point B, and know if I need to go in a horseshoe if I can't go across, or know which particular spot to teleport to get to the area easily, and it might not be the node that's closest to it. So yeah, map improvements. The team has been looking for ways to improve ESO's in-game map. Love it. With the intention of making it easier to understand and parse for both new and veteran players. Well, the good news is both new and veteran players have the same skill at parsing through the maps, because it's nearly impossible. The only thing that veteran players have over new players is that veteran players have memorized what the map actually looks like, or what the zone actually looks like without using the map. And the map is just kind of like a slight, visual refresher. So that's great to hear. While there are still more changes we wish to implement in future packages, the first batch of quality of life improvements includes the following. They've already made changes, guys. This is amazing. So the Tamriel view of the map will now only show one way shrine per zone. Okay, so we're fixing some visual clutter here. That's okay. You know what? They're starting slow, and we're just going to build as we go down. I bet that's what's going on here. The Tamriel view of the map will now only show favorited and primary homes. Listen, when you're an ESO multi-millionaire like I am, you got houses everywhere. You got houses here, you got houses there, and I got houses coming out of my ears, and it's just a lot. So I love that, I can just favorite, a couple of houses and know how to get to them. I love that. This is a good feature. And, for those who are really spending the big bucks on ESO, $100 or so a home, This is absolutely a nice quality of life that I think they've paid for many times over. You may still favorite as many homes as you'd like. Good, 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 because they're really all my favorites. Dungeons and trials will no longer be shown by default on the Tamriel view of the map and can still be toggled on. Okay, cool. Sorry, let me scroll down a little bit. Might be hard for you guys to see. Uh, okay, so that's cool, and you can toggle them on and off. So if I never want to do a dungeon or trial, I can just toggle it off and pretend like it doesn't exist. Excellent. Just like I can with the storyline. That's very important. The Tamriel, Blackreach, and Arbus views of the map now have a more catered filter list. Okay. The Way Shrine, the Way Shrines filter has been split into the following filters: Way Shrines, Dungeons, Trials, and Houses. If you have a focus quest, the quest ultimate location will now show on the Tamriel and Arbus maps. If the ultimate location is on the Ring of Arbus, the location will be shown in the appropriate symbol location, like Clockwork City. This is really nice. It's weird how, like in Blackwood, you can't even see the location in the zone if you're inside the city. So figuring out whatever happened with that, where like somehow we took a step back, that's a great quality of life feature. Would love to see it. Let me, you guys, let me get some more copium here. Oh, it's crystallizing at the bottom. Here, let me shake it up a little bit. Gotta chew it. Gotta chew the copium. Excellent. All right. Quest indicators, group member indicators, and player indicators will now show on symbolic locations if said indicators are pointing to those locations. Okay. I don't know what it means by symbolic locations. Okay, sure. They're making quests better, is what I guess what I'm hearing. Excellent. The new names of zones in the Tamriel view of the map will now appear as you zoom in. Okay. When hovering over a way shrine, the name of the zone will appear in the tooltip. All right. Cool. Converting. I mean, I feel like they really put with some of this stuff, I feel like they really put an intern to work doing that, and that's great. Gotta train up the next generation. Converting disguises to collectibles. When completing certain quests that use a disguise as part of the quest reward, you will now get a collectible that grants that appearance. If these quests have been completed already, then these collectibles will automatically be granted upon your first login with the associated character. Below is a list of outlining all current disguises that have been converted at this time. Note, not all disguises have been converted at this time. Wow, look at that list. Wow, this is crazy. This is actually really fun. Guys, so for those of you who don't know what this means, there's a bunch of, quests where you have to like put on a temporary disguise or what have you. And if you want to like RP in Tamriel, this is a great feature for you to actually have. It's actually kind of cool. So I like that. I'm on board with this. It's cool. I would love to see more improvements to those quests. Like I talked about, like getting a title for some of them. I know there's like a million titles in the game already, but still, it would be cool. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Hey, what's up, Zombie? It still makes me sad that ESO add-ons do not convert to Steam achievements. I have over 1.2 thousand hours, in ESO, and Steam says 0 achievements. Oh, man. Okay. Huh. That is a bummer for those who like to achievement hunt. That's interesting. I haven't actually looked at that or messed with that. Well, that's a bummer. Antiquity leads. You know what? Hey, man, we're on the copium though. I bet they'll fix it this year. I bet this is the year. So think positive. Antiquities leads messaging improvements. Now, when you find a lead that is part of an antiquity, the final antiquity name is listed. Oh my God, this is so nice. Anybody else find a lead and you're like, is this good? Is this bad? What the hell is this thing even for? It now is going to tell you. That's amazing. That's a huge improvement. Wow. Man, somebody had to go through and type the names on all of those leads. That's really cool. I appreciate that they did that. ESO achievements to Steam achievements. I heard you get Xbox achievements from ESO. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, man. I hope that they fix that and get that figured out with add-ons and everything coming. Maybe that'll help. Guys, I just want you to know I am genuinely trying to be as enthusiastic about everything I can. If I sound, I hope I don't sound less than enthusiastic about anything. It is not my intent. The whole point of this stream today is we're keeping it positive, and we really do. We all want the game to succeed. We all want the game that we like to, things to go well. So please, if at any point I sound disingenuous, I'm not. I might be being a little bit like over the top or what have you, but I'm definitely not trying to be sarcastic or whatever. I feel like, hopefully that's coming across in here. I really do genuinely. And I think, all of us really do genuinely want the game that we play the most to improve and for things to go well and for friends to want to come back to the game and for the community to grow because I mean, what else is there out there right now, right? There's a lot of different stuff, but nothing that necessarily scratches the same itch that ESO does. Mel says, I'm looking forward to new achievements, period. Okay, yeah. You achievement hunter, Mel? I did not know that. That would be cool. I mean, what if there's like overland achievements for like doing stuff together and it's like, yeah, you just got to have like Daytrick was saying, you just got to have like 60 people together to do this achievement. That'd be super cool. And you'd be like, oh, I was there when that happened. And you'd have the date on it and time and everything. And be like, oh, did you get yours at this date? Oh my God, we were doing the same thing. That's cool. ESO is one of the best MMOs mainly because it is horizontal. Yeah. There's a lot of good features with not having to grind as much as other MMOs. Although, yeah, absolutely. Grind I don't love. So the little, small of grind, as little of grind as we can is definitely a positive thing to me. Updates to initial mount speed. Oh, what? The team wanted your initial experience unlocking a mount to be more impactful. That's cool because right now you can unlock a mount and it's like slower than sprinting if you've got a couple of speed buffs. So we've made significant improvements to the speed of mounts prior to unlocking Major Gallop. That is cool. The end result of these changes is that mounts will start out noticeably faster than they did previously, i.e., you're now much less likely to be overtaken on foot when mounted. Yeah, exactly. Cool. While still ending up at the same speed. Cool. At the very slightly faster at the top end. Okay. The details of these changes are increase the base mount speed up to 42% from 15%. That's huge. Yeah, you don't want to get, listen, you get on old glue. You get on old glue and then you got someone who's running past you, like it just makes glue feel bad. So glue's the horse's name. Gives you a reason to actually group up and do guild stuff. I wish they added guild achievements like other MMOs. Oh, that would be cool, man. Zombie. Dude, that's a great idea, man. Throwing out some amazing ideas. That actually would be really cool if you had like guild or group kind of achievements. Yeah, that'd be dope. Cool. What else do we got here? Major Gallop is now Gallop and counts as a minor buff instead of a major buff. Okay. The multiplicative bonus of Gallop is now 15% instead of 30. Okay. Note, due to the way that this bonus applies with base speed, this ends up being no change for fully trained mounts or a very slight buff if you're also using the gifted rider champion star, and then see below for more details. Okay, cool. Here's some percentage changes different folk can expect to see as a percentage change from their prior speed. Sprinting on a brand new mount plus 19% speed, sprinting on a trained mount plus 13% speed, sprinting on a brand new mount with Gallop plus 5%, sprinting on a trained mount with Gallop, no change, sprinting on a trained mount with Gallop and gifted rider plus 1%. Okay, cool. Nothing, Lyriel. Don't worry about it. Well, I was wondering how you were gonna get away with a glue joke in front of Lyriel. Yeah, Mel, she's cooking. So I thought I'd get away with it. Oh no. I can see that things are not going well over there. What does Zombie have to say? Zombie's not mad at me like Lyriel is. They. uh, the way WoW does it, they're dungeon of 5-man. So if you have 3+ of the group in the same guild and you got the achievement, you get both the personal achievement and the guild achievement. Okay, that's cool. And then Proto says, I have so much time in ESO. It is one of those games that you never really quit. You only take breaks from. I tried playing on console and realized the game feels very bad without add-ons. Proto, you know about the add-ons coming though, right? I mean, we'll see how people have mentioned to me that when games get add-ons on console, like a lot of times they're still not quite as good, but they are adding add-ons at least. And you know what? I'm thinking very seriously about doing a video kind of going over all the add-ons for everybody, but all, particularly for the people on console. I don't know how that works. I need to ask. We have one of our guild, one of our raid leads, and someone who's pretty active in the guild is More Gaming, and he also you can find several of his add-ons. And I was thinking about maybe reaching out and chatting with him and seeing if there's some info we could pass on to you guys that would be helpful. Also educating myself as well. Yeah, stop cooking to yell at him. So an ESO example would be if you get a trial achievement and have more than 10 plus of the same guild, you would get a guild achievement. I'm cool with that, Zombie. I want more though. I want something else. Hey, Juan Carlos, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, dude. I would like something more than that. Like maybe some more things to rep your guild. If you did that, that would be cool, right? Or something like that. But I would love. I like the idea. I just want like more things even layered upon that. I think that would be cool. Maybe you could add something to your tabard or glow up your tabard or something. That would be cool. So I think about getting a trifecta with your guild mates. It would also be a guild achievement. You can use that as a recruitment perk. Yeah. Cool, man. Good. You doing well? Good. Oh no, suffering a cold. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I know a couple other people, a couple other friends, and I won't out them on stream, but I know that haven't been feeling well. Sorry about that. Hope you. Tis the season, unfortunately. But take it easy and rest, and hopefully you feel better. Yeah, you can tie it in with new titles, housing stuff, dies. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. That'd be great. Your guild hall, right? Maybe you could like designate one place as a guild hall, and if you've got a bunch of achievement as a guild, you could get more stuff. Hey, man, this is kind of fun. I like daydreaming here. All right, so starter zone refresh. I don't think we need to go incredibly into detail on this. Like, I think that's fine. Yeah, I don't think anything crazy is going on with most of this stuff. Increase Mundustone visibility on character. Yeah, I mean that's nice to have to know what your Mundustone is and not like accidentally not have one or what have you. Wait. I didn't see this. Hold on. Okay, starter zone refresh. I saw Cut Purse's art and Infamous, and I like my eyes locked on those. What's going on here? I'm serious about my stealing, guys. I'm serious about it. The following 9 craft, which is the green tree, champion point stars, no longer need to be slotted for you to benefit from their effects. What? This is awesome. This is really awesome because you can't do everything you want in the green tree. Like in the green tree, if you want to be, doing some larcenously inclined things, if you want to be stealing and doing, Nightblade, doing hood rat stuff, you can't slot all of this stuff at the same time. I don't remember which one of these does what because I'm really bad with names. Meticulous Disassembler, this is where you get better swag from disassembling stuff. Plentiful Harvest, this is, I think, the doubling of yields. Treasure Hunter, yeah, getting better swag from treasure chests and stuff like that. Liquid Efficiency, this is to not consume a potion. So this is awesome because I don't even slot my green tree on almost any character unless I'm doing stealing stuff. And if you want to go from stealing to, running around harvesting stuff, you have to change out your CP, which I don't bother doing. So this is really cool. This is actually this is really good. Whoever suggested this and whoever was like, yeah, let's do that. That was a great idea. Love it. These suggestions make it easier and more forgiving to engage with a crafting tree and reduces the need to swap stars before specific activities. Yes, which nobody does. No more forgetting to slot meticulous disassembly before a big batch of resource refining. I like it. Oh, man. Let me see. I'm going to catch up on chat over here. Yeah, even at certain guild achievement amounts, give you more guild hall housing space. Oh yeah, that's cool. You can, tie in guild achievements, new titles, housing stuff. Cool. I think we read that. Most of the green tree is not going to be slottable. Yeah, exactly. Seems like that's it. Mel said, hell yeah, now I can use more of my CP. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for yelling at him, Lyriel. Nani, we love glue. Hey, Pat. Hey, I saw you join the other day, man. I said thank you then. I appreciate you upgrading. becoming a member at the Pocket Protector level. Appreciate it. Guys, you can become a member of the channel here on YouTube. It starts at $1 if you want to help support what I do, help me be able to make more content and what have you. So I appreciate that. Another thing that I'm doing right now, guys, and I don't know if I should announce this on stream, but I'm going to do it anyways. For all of the channel members, I've already posted something in the Discord, and I need to make a channel member only post about it. But I'm taking requests, build requests, and you can request any kind of build. It needs to be one build, and for one particular purpose. But I'm taking requests right now, and I will put out a post for everybody on YouTube, or you should already be able to see the channel in the Discord. Hopefully, let me know if you can't. But I'm taking requests, so if you'd like a particular build and you're a channel member, I will make one just for you, similar to what we did for Nani, with her Nightblade build. Now, in reality, Nani's a guild and Discord treasure and a national treasure, so I would do anything for her and have. We've done some builds before, and she does more than I could, we could ever really pay her back for as a guild. She does, running all of our trials and everything, along with Alex, who helps manage, a lot of rosters and a lot of other stuff, and all the other folks that in the Discord. I can't name them all, but, more being one of our Daedric here, a lot of people who answer questions in the Discord who don't even run with us. Those are honestly like kind of, a lot of unsung heroes there that give people advice where they meet them where they're at. Don't give, brand new people sweaty advice, and don't give sweaty people new people advice and stuff like that. And a lot of people just hang out in the Discord. But anyways, it's just one way that I want to say like thank you. And I think it could be fun. I was hoping maybe I'll get some odd or weird requests, and we can be like, yeah, here's a build for some particular purpose, but it's kind of odd or different. So just an idea. So yeah. Anyways, Proto says, whenever I look at the ESO map, there's still a lot of space in the map for more zones. I figure about 5 more years of content before the Tembriel mat is completely filled. Akaviri is even larger. Hey, yeah, that's a great point, Proto. Absolutely. And I think so, guys, part of the whole, so if we really want to look at this as a glass half full, the game has been out for 10 years, and there's been a lot of stuff added over time. And yes, that causes problems, and you learn things along the way, and you would do them differently. That's why we see newer trials have better mechanics, and even when they have similar mechanics, they're telegraphed better because they've learned. So, for example, I mention this often because it's a very clear one, but the AOE that grows underneath you in Veteran Maw of Lorcage, on the last boss or caught, and you have to go hide in the corner, that AoE grows. You see a very similar mechanic like that on Sororia, but Sororia, you see the line, and then the dot grows to that line, so you know how long you have. That is basically, a timing mechanic for something happening, but one of them is being communicated much more clearly to the players than the other because they learned over time. And so it really does make sense for them, if they want the long-term health of the game, to say, hey, you know what? We've added a bunch of stuff, but at this point, we got a whole bunch of stuff in the game. What it would really benefit from is us going back and fixing all the stuff that's kind of messed up that we could have implemented better, and just give the whole thing a refresh. And then once we've done the refresh, hopefully revitalize the game some, then we can start again on a fresh page moving forward, having addressed all of the community that has been with us for the last 10 years, having addressed all of their concerns and moving forward. I think, honestly, from a business perspective, that is the right move. And I actually think that is what they might be doing. Now, never mind. No, hold on. Let me drink some copium. I almost gave a realistic take. We're going to drink some copium, and we're going to keep it 100%, positive. And Pat, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support and both financially and the, the comments, man. I appreciate the, thank you. For those who are just joining, we have here 100% distilled. A lot of people, they breathe in the copium. We have crystallized copium that has been freeze dried, and you just add a little water. It's a little thick here, but yeah, that's what we're working with here. Sorry, I know it's bright with the screen on the background there. So 5 kilograms here in this 1 liter bottle. There we go. Zombie says, what would be a huge upgrade would be making Infinite Archive 3 to 6 player mode. Then they could scale it up with the number of players in the Infinite Archive. Hey, man, It's an idea. I like it. I'd love to see if they did something like that. I want group mechanics. I want all of us to have to work together as a team. Would love to see that. That would be super cool. Then Zombie said, I want to tank Infinite Archive. Tanking with only one DPS with me feels slow. If the Infinite Archive group was 3 to 6, tanking would be better, and throw in a healer too. Yeah, I want those group mechanics. Sure, sure, sure. They don't need to add new zones. They can add my systems like mini systems, I assume, like Infinite Archive, scribing, stealing, guilds, more horizontal systems. And then Juan Carlos says, I prefer my copium hot. Hey, man, I get it. That's fine, dude. Totally. I get it, man. Hey, south of the border here, man, you're a little spicy down south, is what I hear. That makes sense. Are we talking picante or caliente? A little bit of both. What a solid addition to ESO would be. More info to the death recap, and what mechanic killed you in the dungeon trial and how to avoid it. Zombie, that's a great idea, man. That would be awesome. There are actually add-ons that will do a lot of that stuff, but they're not as professional and fully done. Yeah, that would be super helpful for people. A little bit of both. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's cool. Kind of like almost like a spicy hot chocolate or something. Uh, these adjustments, like a little cayenne in there, these adjustments make it easier and more forgiving to engage with the craft tree and reduces the need to swap stars before specific activities. No more forgetting to slot meticulous. Oh, we already went over that. I'm sorry. I'm reading the same thing. All right. Munda Stones. We talked about that. That's great. Cool. Prologue quests. A guild in crisis. Okay, so battling the resurgence of the Worm Cult, fighters in Magus Guild. So join forces with Prince Azza of Sentinel to confront the ominous resurgence of the Worm Cult, whose shadowy attacks use devices known as the Soul Reapers. Now threaten the fighters and Magus Guilds. Gather old allies and delve into the darkness to uncover the horrifying truth behind their return. Okay. To begin the prologue quest for testing, you'll need to, it just goes through the details. We don't need to read that. Player response options. A new way to engage in conversations with story NPCs. There are now opportunities in some quests that provide a choice as to how you want to roleplay your character, known as a player response option. While these options usually provide role-playing choices on how to respond to your characters and alter their responses, they can sometimes alter the course of a quest in unexpected ways. I mean, in unexpected ways, that is appropriate. You want your choices to matter. I like it. Player response options display a special icon when a dialogue choice is available. Here are the types of dialogue choices you may encounter, in addition to the usual neutral voice response. Kind, a supported and compassionate and amusing response to an NPC. Grim, a dark, stern, sarcastic, or harsh response to an NPC. Merciful, a charitable response to an NPC in dire circumstances. Ruthless, a vengeful response to an NPC in dire circumstances. Joker, a quip, ironic response, or comedic reply to an NPC. Flirty, an amorous response towards an NPC. Okay, that's fun. Reaper Strikes, new Worm Cult themed encounters. Whoa, wait. Strange new devices known as Soul Reapers have begun to surface across Tamriel. Coinciding with the resurgence of the Worm Cult, engaging in these events to rescue their sacrifices and thwart the Worm Cult's growing threat. Successfully completing Reaper Strikes will unlock the ability to purchase a unique furnishing for the achievement vendor and collect fragments to acquire a new skill type. Okay, wow. Keep an eye out for these Reaper Strikes in locations where dark fissures once appeared throughout the base game of Tamriel. All right. Event Crime Wave mini event. Oh my god. Guys, I don't know if you know this. I actually have like guides for like where to go steal and where to find like secret locations because and I would love nothing more to be able to do more of those. One, there needs to be more areas that are built either with that in mind or to allow that sort of thing. And changing to where you can actually pickpocket certain NPCs and changing the rarity of NPCs there, that would be super cool so that you could make loops. Because I have several loops that I know are incredibly good, and they updated a handful of like a year or two ago. They updated the drops from whenever you're stealing and stuff like that to where it was to catch it up with inflation because it had fallen really far behind. It wasn't really worth doing, and that was really cool. to actually see that. But I would love to see more places that they would make that possible in, just by moving some NPCs, doing stuff like that, some secret lock boxes, improving the treasure on those. Like, there's a lot of stuff they could do to make that really fun. Another thing, they could do with something like that. I mean, the dailies for the Thieves Guild and like the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood have these dailies, and they could just use more variants, more, you do the same dailies, but now have a pool of 10 maps instead of, 2 or whatever, and how they set those things up. That would be really cool. I could see that being incredibly fun and would love to do more stuff with that. So the secret ingredient is indeed crime in this new mini event, added to the pool of possible surprise events starting with U45. Crime Wave focuses on criminal behavior in Tamriel, naturally, and provides a handful of devious rewards. Oh man, this could be really cool. During the event, the number of daily fence interaction increases by 100%. Okay, and fencing is 25% more profitable. That is, items sold to a fence do so with 25% more gold. Additionally, Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild daily quests provide an additional box of their normal rewards, excepting the infinite repeatable ones from Kari's tipboard and Elam's marked for Death Book. Okay. Furthermore, the activities of pickpocketing, theft from safe boxes, and looting thieves' troves have a chance to drop a pouch of ill-gotten goods. Oh man, that's cool. The pouches can contain sealable contraband, furnishing, Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild consumables. A new consumable item to improve your legerdemain or legerdemain skill, and a very small chance to find, we say it legerdemain here in the US, but legerdemain I think is the correct way, and a very small chance to find a 1 million gold bounty pardon for you extra careless and uncaring criminals. Okay. Your chance of finding a pouch of ill-gotten goods is proportional to your current level of bounty and heat. Guys, I think this makes it where I could do another like stealing video. Wow. Okay, your chance of finding a pouch of ill-gotten goods is proportional to your current level of bounty and heat. That is, an upstanding citizen has a very low chance of getting one, and a fugitive on the run has a better chance. That's amazing. There are no event tickets or bespoke quests for this event. You'll need to budget your playtime and behavior around chasing any fragments for this one, so enjoy it while it lasts. Okay. So there's no tickets or bespoke quests for it. And you get the pouch of ill-gotten goods. So furnishings, Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild consumables, and sellable contraband, that's just like loot, and a new consumable item to improve your skill. I like this. Okay, they're moving in the right direction. I'm going to offer some positive feedback on things they could do to improve this, because it's a really good idea, and I absolutely love this. I'm super excited. Stealing to make a killing. Oh, dude, I like it. That's a great title. Proto says, I got 15 characters that I run through daily random normal dungeons for Transmute Crystal Farm. It usually takes me about 2 hours to complete 15 daily random normal dungeons. I got burnt out in a week. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, doing things like that will definitely make you want to quit the game whenever you're just like grinding it out, man. Yeah, you can get a ton of crystals though, but yeah, that's tough. Eventually, you don't need them for whatever that's worth. I actually had so many I had to like bank some, and I finally spent some, and I opened up like 400 today or something. So let's talk about this a little bit more. So I love the idea during the event, the number of daily fence interactions is increased by 100%. Means you can sell twice as much in a day. This is part of the reason why I have 4 Nightblades, because I used to do like different routes, and like you fill up your bags and you vendor everything you can to the fence when you're maxed out on everything, and it's like, okay, cool, that's all I can do for the day. The other thing is I would make add-ons that would delete anything that wasn't at least blue quality. So anything that was, lower quality, and even then sometimes the blue ones, and only go with purples, because those items, when you're ready to get treasure from fence goods, they're worth gold, nothing else. And so, some start at 40, and then it goes to 100, 250, and then 1,000, I believe. And if you have all the CP and everything else, you actually get a decent more amount of the 1,000 gold piece ones. So yeah, it's cool. I like it. Yeah, yeah. And then fencing, 25% more profitable. That's really cool. I think I did the math on it at one point, and like one loop on one of my routes would be like 40K on average. And it depends, a lot of these loops too, a lot of these loops. What I would really like to see is that you'd be able to get more variety of goods from people you steal from, because it used to be, and I guess it still kind of is, that there are certain items that I think you can only get, or primarily only get, from stealing, and I'd love to see more of that, and also like motifs mostly. So I'd love to get to see more motifs from this sort of thing, where you could get various like sets from the zone and what have you, because those are the really high value things that can work out really well. Would love to see more of that, so there's more incentive to go to certain zones and actually do it. And it could be another way of getting loot that is really cool, that's more than just like a little bit of gold, because most of them, it literally is just the loot table, and the loot table is only things you can vendor to the fence, and nothing else really. So it'd be cool to see more stuff kind of mixed in there. That would be cool. The dailies having an additional box in addition to the normal reward, that's cool. I mean, they're just changing the value from 1 to 2, but it's cool. It's interesting. I like it. I'll take it. And then activities of pickpocketing, theft from safe boxes, and looting thieves tropes have a chance to drop the pouch of ill-gotten goods. I really like that. I mean, that's basically a specialized version of what we're talking about up here, and I would love to see that. We'll absolutely participate and see what we can get. The pouches contain sealable contraband, furnishings, Dark Brotherhood, and a new concealable item. So your ledger skill is incredibly easy to level up and doesn't take very long, and there's like 1,000 guides on it, and I know because I've done one of them. And so you just go to Craglorn and go pick apples and level your skill in a couple of, a week or whatever. So, but it'll give a boost to people that haven't done it, I suppose. So I guess that's cool. And then a very small chance of finding a 1 million gold bounty pardon. I have one of these in the bank. I think you get them from like completing maybe Thieves Guild or something quest line, and you don't really need it. But it's cool. Sure, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm happy with it. Your chance of finding a pouch of ill-gotten goods is proportional to your current level of bounty and heat. I absolutely love this mechanic, because as you get more bounty and heat, if you do it too much and your bounty gets too high, they'll just one-shot you. And so that's really cool. I really like this. I will absolutely get up my bounty, keep some, maybe get some heat on, and so I can get more ill-gotten goods. I love that. And then I guess, there's no tickets or bespoke quests. I don't know if they're saying that there's unique things that drop from here that you can only get during the event. I don't really feel like they said that up above, but this kind of implies that they do. So I'm a little bit confused on exactly what they mean. I don't know if anybody has a different take or understanding of that than I do. Drop in the comments for me. And then first stages of console add-on support. Man, I don't even need it. I feel like I want it now. I'm getting addicted to this copium. I'm just going to have a little bit here. Excuse me. Does the body good. Copium, treat me well. I have some tea over here, and I haven't even touched it because I've just been trying to get through this copium. All right, first stages of console add-on support. Man, console people are going to love this. Some will probably hate it too. In preparation of console add-on support coming later this year, we are testing a few preemptive measures during this update, 45 PTS, to ensure add-on developers have the tools they need when working to support their add-ons for console players. There will now be a gamepad version of the add-on manager. Is there anybody in chat that knows from a technical perspective, maybe creates add-ons or knows anything about that could drop some science on us? We could ask some questions to. If there is, please say something. I'm sure it'd be very helpful for everybody. And I could ask a few questions that I have. I think, again, I'll probably get a friend on, maybe two, to talk about this stuff a little bit more in the future. The new user setting.txt entry will allow add-on developers to place the game into console mode. This will prevent loading any keyboard, PC-specific files and fonts, load console-only files, and expose new console-specific APIs. The main purpose of this is to allow add-on developers a way to develop and test console add-ons without needing a console. Man, excellent. excellent implementation, makes a ton of sense, and yeah, really cool. Love it. With this, developers can get a jump on creating and testing console add-ons so that when the feature proper goes live, they'll be able to upload them right away. Please note that console add-on support will only be for current generation consoles, as they can support the memory limitation needed. Yeah, this memory limitation has been something that I've heard about for a long time on console, and so uh, makes sense. I've heard that it's quite the problem. So cool, just not having enough RAM, I suppose. All right, Cyrodiil containers for the item sets Oak Feathers Retribution, Blunted Blades, and Baan's Dar's Blessing are currently showing the wrong tooltips. Okay. Prologue quest. General Crouch. Are they changing the way hiding works? Okay, when successfully transforming from detected to hidden after crouching, the effect that considers you in the sneak state is now visible on your effect bar. I think one of the things I'm learning is I'm going to have to go update all my titles and thumbnails for these really old stealing videos I did, because the old is new again. Juan Carlos says, I'd like a remake to the honor system. Currently is rather meh to be a thief. If you could get mini encounters, bounty hunters, and so on, your back, the higher your threat, that would be better. Juan Carlos, that's a great idea, man. The current system, the current honor system is what they call it, I think, it could use a little bit of refresh. That's a great idea. Mini encounters and having people show up and attack you, that would be really cool. Or even like someplace where like you had to like get away, and there was an instance that appeared, and you could like, oh, they're chasing you, you have to go into the instance kind of thing and do like a mini game. Could be all kinds of stuff like that if they want to refresh the overland zones. That's a great idea, man. That would be really cool. Deja says, let's see how many people on console complain about add-ons once they get them. That it's going to be an interesting dynamic of how people feel about them, and if because there are people, there's a lot of my issue with the add-ons is like, when a game company allows add-ons, it disincentivizes them from improving the UI and the player experience a bit. And so that is why I wish that, I just wish that they would integrate them. And I think we've actually seen efforts. I think they might be trying to acquire the code for some UI add-ons to then implement into the game. And I like to see that sort of thing. Other companies have done that in the past. I don't know if ZOS has specifically, but I also think that is an okay thing. If you're going to allow add-ons and what have you, if there's some that are really good and they're really valuable to the game and to everybody playing, then actually like implementing them and purchasing them for the folks that made it seems like a great idea. Okay. Sorry. So when successfully transitioning from detect to hidden after crouching, the effect that considers you in sneak state is now visible on your effect bar. This effect can be hovered over in the character sheet to read what sneak does, rather than needing to open up the help tab and search for what it does. This is one of the few times that improved visibility isn't a detriment to your sneaking about. Okay. Funny quip at the end, sure. Fixed an issue where some channeled abilities could be used while crouching without canceling crouch. Okay. Interesting, sure, whatever. The following, hey guys, if you're looking for a stealing build, I'm going to pull it up, because I've got one, and it's the only one you need, and it's better than anybody else out there by a fair margin, and it's because I used to do rotations for multiple characters a day, and I just really enjoy it, and so I've just done a ridiculous amount of it. So there's some out there that are probably really good. I've also seen a lot of them that are, they just don't have as much experience as I do stealing stuff in ESO, and so they're just not quite as good. This is it right here. How to get rich or die trying. Okay, this is the build. This is the 2.0. This will tell you everything you need to know. Absolutely everything you need to know, and you'll be able to do, let me just show you like what you can do with this build. Okay, so I'm running around in the background here. Let me mute this. And you could run right up onto creatures. See this creature right here? I can run up right behind it. It can't see me. Can't see. I'm like almost on top of it. If you stay behind it, you can literally run into the model and it can't see you. And you can do this with NPCs. The only way it can see you is if you move in front of it, because creatures have a better detection radius in front of them. And the way I am here, I don't even think I'm maxed out, okay? So this will explain to you everything, let me leave it up for a second. This will explain to you everything you need to know, what gear you need to wear so that you can be completely invisible. And some of it, like, you might not even want to do all of this because you can literally run up while you have a bounty and like try to jump on the guards. I do it in the video somewhere where I'm literally like running up and trying to jump on top of the guard. Yeah, here it is. And they can't even see you. So you guys like that? I'm doing the imitation on the skill. I loved how I lined that up. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Maybe one. Oh, I'm explaining that some secrets. Spoiler alert for like, 5-year-old part of the game. I actually have a guide where you could go to Anvil and all of the secret locations there. There are other ones as well, but here it is. Yeah, so I'm like right in front of the guard, right? Like, you have to be standing in front of them for them to be able to detect you. Yeah. And then I show you also, I've got guides on the channel of like how to run away from the guards and not get caught. If you need a guide on how to steal or do that stuff in ESO, I've got you covered. If there's anything that you need or it's not making sense, let me know. And I would happily update it for you. I enjoy that stuff so much, and it's so cool that they're actually improving it and adding to it, or at least like refreshing a little bit. Maybe they're not doing the latter yet, but we're fingers crossed, right? This is really cool having an event, and I guess they are with Crouch or whatever here. Let me just catch up on chat real quick, and then we'll jump back into these notes. Let's see how many people. Yeah, okay. I just want a mini, and the harvesting one that shows you nodes, a mini map, okay, and a harvesting one that shows you the nodes. Yeah. I mean that would be really nice. Pat, are you on console then? Is that what I take it? Because we have there's an add-on that does that and can be real. It's really nice. Because a lot of people, like my wife, when she was playing, she loved to just run around and harvest and everything. Xbox, okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'm sure that we have them. I'm sure that's why you're saying something. So hopefully, that'll be something that you guys can get, and it can tell you where treasure chests are and all kinds of stuff. It can be very useful. Absolutely. This is just a lot of like quality of life stuff that is really nice. And it's relaxing, it's cathartic to just like run around. For me it was stealing, right? That was my fun mini game. It's kind of mindless after you've done it 1,000 times, but it's still fun, and some people like doing, overland. I've also, just FYI guys, not to I'm pushing my own videos here. I think I called it the flower picker build, where I basically took the thieving build, and I made one for my wife so that, yeah, here it is. I made it for my wife because she likes to run around and she doesn't want to be bugged by all the creatures and everything, and so I made one for her where you can run around and not get bothered by anything. So I'm trying to get the thumbnail to show up and it doesn't want to cooperate. Here we go. So it's this build right here. Actually, I guess I'll maximize it. But the flower picker build guide here is, and you can do this on any class. In the background here, this is actually her game footage where she's running around overland, and just nothing will mess with you. And so if you don't want to worry about having to kill mobs and everything, you can run around and not have to worry about anything at movement speed cap, and it works incredibly well. So it's there if you're into it. The ESO gathering build, I think, is what I called it. And then the thumbnail says it's a flower picker build. All right. So let me one last time. So you get into the sneak state. Cool. They improved that so you can know a little bit more what's going on, and then they fix some channel abilities, and the followed abilities now actively remove stealth and invisibility upon activating them. Okay, rather than when they complete. Okay, cool. Stone Fist, Stone Giants, initial cast time. Sure, a lot of channeled abilities basically. Interesting. Okay. It'll be interesting to see if a lot of people are doing this. You know what they need? Is we need a scribing skill that functions the same as Dark Cloak. That's what we need. That would be cool. because then you could do this on any character and it would be just as easy. You can go about and do hood rat things, stealing things on justice or whatever they want to call it on other classes. I've done it plenty, but it's a lot harder and a lot more difficult. And you can use potions that will have the same effect, which is nice. But I could also see a scribing skill that would be pretty interesting, that could be helpful there. Cool. And yeah, I don't, that's all good. Fixed an issue where the following ability did not influence tooltips related to their effects. Okay. Cool. And then I don't know if this is related to, yeah, no, okay, this is related to updates here to various classes. Cool. Scribing, some changes there. Fix banner bearer, fix an issue where the following script effects could be removed from the caster of the ability when an ally under the influence of the ability left the area. Okay, that's funny. That's just a bug fix. Cool. Itemization and item sets. Cool. I don't know if we need to go into this too much. Well, I mean, that's a lot of stuff, guys. No necro fixes. Oh, no. What were you looking for, zombie? Yeah, I don't know if, the whole point of today was to talk about all the great and improved things and hope for the future and everything. So I don't think we need to go through all the bug fixes and changes here. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else we want to talk about. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to see that we haven't chatted about, for the future? I think that there's probably some more that we could talk about. Some of the other stuff that we'd like to see them change and kind of fix, particularly bug fixes that I think we can hope for. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm really excited. I mean, the fact that they're doing stuff with the Thieves Guild and having like a special event, that's super cool. I would love to see those drop tables improved a little bit and add a little bit of spice there instead of just generating gold. And honestly, like that would make up for it because right now, inflation just keeps going up. And so, stealing, they really need to constantly adjust those prices to make it worthwhile, but adding in things like motifs or whatever so that then you don't have to adjust it because those prices of those items will go up. And if you're doing a bunch of that, it seems appropriate that you get rewarded for them. So I really like that. And, I'd love to see Overland. I mean, finally doing like a more difficult Overland is absolutely huge. I'm pretty stoked for that. Mini golf game mode. I like it. I like it. Thoat targeting. The wife and I struggle targeting the dragon Thoat. Oh yeah, absolutely. That would be cool. That is a problem. ESO needs a gold sink. All their MMOs have them. Yeah, they have some, like a mount that can be brought by a vendor for 3 million gold or something. Yeah. You think inflation's out of control? I mean, that's valid. Gold to me in ESO at this point doesn't really mean anything for the most part. Like I have more than I need, and I just don't really even consider the cost of most things. Although they could just add a zero onto the cost of all the basic things like teleporting and what have you, and it might make me think twice. Maybe not, but I usually just kind of do whatever. It's really great to see them. I mean, there's so much stuff that they could refresh, right? Like I would love to see them go through some of the older dungeons and trials, and we need the originals. Like they could just clone them, I think, because you need especially for dungeons, they do such a good job of entering players into more difficult content. The same with the trials, like starting out with the Craglorns and then do VMAW and then do Hoff and stuff like that, and it gradually gets more difficult. Yeah, that would be cool. But I also think like Hellraw Citadel, where it's really difficult to actually just go in with an optimized group, would be really cool. And improving, like VMAW, when I talked about those old mechanics and what they look like, it's hard to see. It's really hard to do. It's harder to do VMAL hard mode than many other hard modes. And it's just incredibly difficult to do the last boss and stuff like that. So, some improvements there would be really nice and some more accessibility. It's really hard for players to learn how to do the backyard. And so some way of improving that or helping with that would be really cool. So some refresh to that old content to make it new again. Can't wait to see the Overland. Can't wait to see what they do with the kind of more optimized, more harder core group content with the various zones and stuff like that would be amazing. Yeah, so there's a lot of really cool stuff that, I think taking a step back, not adding more content. I don't think we really need more content, but refreshing the content that we already have definitely feels like a step in the right direction. I would just love to see them address so many of the bugs in the game. If they would do that, oh my gosh, it would mean so much. I know to so many of us to have them, address many of the bugs in the game to just it would make the game so much more accessible. Tanking is so hard because tanking doesn't always work correctly, and that would be just amazing to see the improvements and changes to Cyrodiil. I hope, really hope work out. I will definitely try them out and see. And I don't know if I say that I don't know if I want to run around in Cyrodiil that much because it just takes so long to get from point A to point B for me. But I do like that they're trying. I am someone who actually generally enjoys battlegrounds. I don't enjoy it enough that I do it regularly, but I have enjoyed it when I have gone in there. So I don't know. I am looking forward to a lot of that stuff and to see what they do. It cost 10 million gold. Make it look like you were a banker or a burglar. Yeah. House you can only buy with gold. Make it stupid expensive as a gold sink. Yeah, those are all good ideas for if they feel like inflation's getting out of control. I don't know how they feel about it, but yeah, double transmutes for vet dungeons. Yes, Elmwood. Vet dungeons should give better rewards than normal dungeons when doing a normal daily. Absolutely. I don't know why they didn't do that. I feel like maybe they don't want to upset people who can't do veteran dungeons or something. I don't know, but absolutely better rewards for veteran dungeons, especially your daily random would be huge. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you could get me back into doing some of that stuff, which I don't typically do nowadays. Not that I haven't in the past, but it's just not something I typically do. Well, I think we outlined quite a few things that we'd love to see, moving forward for ESO. I think that them taking a step back, reevaluating is the right move, and I'm excited for it. I haven't been this excited about something, knowing that they're doing this event. Like I'm going to be going around stealing everything. Okay, everything is not battened down. I'll actually have to go take a look at those videos and make sure that they're you know, close to as good as I can do now, because obviously I've gotten better at making videos over time, and see if they need a refresh or something. But incredibly excited for it. I could probably do some where I showed a couple more routes. If you guys would like to see any routes, any more stealing routes or anything like that, that's interesting to you, let me know. Drop a comment here, or go check out those videos and drop a comment there, and I could do more of those if they're interesting, because I only think I have like one or two routes up, and I know of probably four or five. Probably three really solid ones, maybe, and then a couple more that are okay. If that's interesting to people, I would like to see better drops though. That would make that more interesting, I think, for everybody. And then Zombie says, I do want them randomly, so I don't want to get a standard dungeon when I have ESO plus. Yeah. That's favorite. I'm sorry, I didn't read your first comment. They should have a DLC dungeon queue only. Oh, yeah. When I get ESO plus, I want to do DLC dungeons. I don't have normal. Yeah. That's understandable for sure. Yeah, you want the newer stuff and not to be doing Fungal Grotto for the 50th time when you have the ESO plus and the newer dungeons. That makes sense. Yeah, that's fair. Well, guys, if you guys don't have anything else, I think that's all I got for today. I think it's been really fun hanging out and chat and talk about all this stuff. And hopefully we'll see lots of improvements in the future. We'll be back tomorrow. Tuesdays have long been my kind of indie day, so we'll probably do something ESO related, or we will do something ESO related. We got a trial at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern with Daedric that he's leading, and then after that we'll probably do an indie game, and then of course we'll be back on Thursday with some more trials and what have you. But I think we'll call it here today, guys. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. It's really fun chatting. I hope you guys have been liking doing these kind of a little bit more conversational live streams. Seems like you guys do, and we'll keep continuing to do them in the future. Pat, again, I appreciate you becoming a channel member, man, and even upgrading, man. Appreciate it. To Daedric, Juan Carlos, I kind of like going through and saying everybody's name who said something in chat. Proto, Nani, Lyriel, Mel, of course, Terrell, Wampus. And I appreciate everybody who, drops a comment and get the conversation going. It's so nice to get to chat with everybody and actually, have some people to talk to. And that's all the folks, for all of you guys over there on Twitch, it's really nice. I'm almost at the point where we can monetize on Twitch. So appreciate, Zombie Chill and Mel, or a couple of the main Twitch folks over there. Appreciate you guys dropping comments and chatting with us. Since I have only been doing Twitch fairly, recently, we have a lot less folks over on Twitch, but I'm glad to have everybody here. And hey, Vink, stay safe. Amazing show as usual. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Vin. So cool, guys. Well, yeah, just appreciate all you guys and coming and hanging out. And yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you then, guys. Thanks everybody for coming in and dropping comments. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks everybody.